Hello traders, welcome to another daily analysis. Today is November 8th, Tuesday, and just let's get into it. Of course, the biggest event today is the US election itself, and as mentioned, all the fundamental data or sentimental news are not important or have enough impact at this point. The whole financial market is paying attention to the election. So really nothing much to go over with actually. The WTI is indecisive today, and then also the equity market were all green as mentioned before, that the market has already priced in the win for Hillary Clinton. But as mentioned, in these kind of events, really no one knows what the result is, and so really trade carefully and don't jump in unless you have some certainty of probability. So let's just get into a chart first, and I'll go over a few websites. Maybe you can take a look at the election result live. So yesterday I did enter this Aussie Newsy trade at the pending order, but it was not filled. So normally in a rule of thumb, of course, if it does not fill the second day, I'll cancel it. But as you see, we have another kangaroo tail today, and it's not really significant, but it just shows another bullish strength into Australian dollar. Nevertheless, I am going to cancel this pending order for one very important reason, is because I'm very close to the election result right now, and really it's just to look at what's gonna happen. If Hillary wins, then of course it's going to be another bullish power for Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar at the same time. And of course, Australian dollar will be more favorable. But if you take a look at Australian dollar, it has already been very bullish, in comparison with other pairs. If you just look at it, it's pretty much the biggest strength currencies up to these few days. It's just this past 2 days. So what does that tell me? That the market already pricing, and that there is actually limited room upside up this point, right? So if there's limited room upside, but there is a lot of room to go downside. That means that if tonight the election result is a win for Donald Trump, then Australian dollar will be really largely sell off as pretty much the biggest currency to be sold off in comparison, and right after US dollar, of course. But that's why I don't want to stuck in this kind of scenario. And again, in my trading style, I'm always very risk averse. So the first thing is always the risk, and now things that's the case. So I really don't want to get into this trade in the next following hours. I'm perfectly fine to get into it afterwards, after the result, or I'm perfectly fine to miss it altogether. It's fine to miss a trade for me personally. It's not important, but it is not fine for me to get into a trade when I know that the risk is too high. So up to now, I'm going to cancel these pending orders, and then just see, just sit on the sideline and see what happened tonight in terms of the election result. So for that being said, we can still, get into our 28 pairs just to see what's going on in the market today. So first thing first, the Euro Pound, of course, it's a sideways movement. Nothing really happening. No institution money or big trader or the big money is going to get into the market at this point. So that's why you see not too much going on, unless except a little bit buying power into US dollar. People, a lot of traders did price in to sort of ride the wins for Hillary Clinton if she wins. Euro Aussie, another down day. So as I mentioned, high yield currency are all pretty much being priced in at this point, and that's where you need to be careful, because if you are flat right now and you just get into it, then you are really buying at the top and selling at the bottom, which is exactly opposite what we want to do. So that's why I don't want to get into the trade up to this point, because it's just a couple hours, then we're gonna have a result very, very soon. So Euro Yen, Euro New Zealand, as you can tell, it's all a very bullish day for commodity currencies. Pound Swiss franc, again, very neutral for all other currency outside the US zone or outside the commodity pair. The British pound really doesn't have any impact today. Nothing really happening for it. And again, let's keep going. Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Again, another win day for Swiss franc. So it's just very obvious to us that Swiss franc is really the number one safe haven currency for now. Usually it's Japanese yen, but right now, the market is more in favor of Swiss franc, and of course, market is not really in favor of safe haven currency because the market is pricing for a positive market, a positive sentiment already. But of course, like I said, no one knows what's gonna happen until the end of tonight. Dollar CAD, another down day. So again, US dollar is even weakened against the Canadian dollar. Purely it's because the commodity pair are all going up at this moment. And again, dollar yen have another update, and then Aussie Swiss, another huge bullish day. Aussie dollar, very strong momentum into the Australian dollar, and that's very good in general. But let's keep going. CAD Swiss, again, another update for Canadian dollar, and then I'm sure it's an update for New Zealand dollar. As predicted, it's all going to the same personality of the currency pair. So right now, you can say that the currency are all really react as what they're supposed to be, and because this kind of heightened events, really all traders are really pretty much doing the same action. So how can you make money in this kind of events? As mentioned, that you really need a surprise. So back at the beginning of this year, people made a lot of money during the break exit is because they were going against the crowd. So everybody thought Britain is going to remain, and they left. And that's where the money is to be made. So tonight, same thing. Just looking at the financial market, just looking at the currency pair and equity market, you already know that pretty much the market has priced in for a win for Hillary Clinton. So the money is going to be made if she loses. Now, that's definitely nothing to do with my personal political situation. Frankly, I don't even care, to be honest with you. But I'm just saying that where the money is to be made is if Donald Trump wins. So what you can do is to follow basically just to see what's gonna happen today. And then what you can do is the few websites. First is Forex Live is the one I usually like to use, and then they do have this you see like that people already predict what happens if it's a electrical, if it's a tie, or what if Donald Trump pull this off. You can take a look at all these articles. They're pretty good actually, and then the trade ideas. This is just again, don't think people here are expert. Okay, I'm not saying they are bad. They're very good. They are very good analysis. And they all have very sounding idea. But I'm just saying that no one knows what's gonna happen. So don't follow anyone blindly, including myself. Don't follow me at all. Just use your common sense in these kind of events, because it's really basically no one knows the insider news. Okay, everybody is as fair in this trade, in this market, and compared to everyone else. So read this kind of article if you're interested. Sometimes they post, like I said, the statistician result when they open the ballot box by box, state by state. Then you will have some mathematician coming out and say that according to the mathematic formula, it should be the win for certain candidates. And other thing you can do is, of course, go to Bloomberg Live, and just looking at the live news. Bloomberg is pretty good. And the other thing is you can do CNN. They have the live excuse me. They have a live election result coming out on CNN. And of course, Twitter is also very fast because a lot of those people are actually standing at the ballot box to report back. So they have live election coverage. So pretty much nowadays, all the news media are fairly quickly. Nobody has a better age than anybody. You go to CNN, you go to Bloomberg, even go to BBC, you go to Guardian. It's all the same thing. But of course, if you're looking at a satellite, it's gonna be faster than the text, right? Because Forex Live is a text based. They have to write an article to update it. Of course, you can use Twitter. Twitter is very fast too. And basically that's it. That's only if you want to trade with the events, and that's only if we have a surprise result, which is a win for Donald Trump. Again, it's not my political situation. I don't think whether who wins, it's gonna be a surprise. I'm basically saying that that's why the market basically pricing a win for Hillary Clinton. So you can make money if it's a win for Donald Trump. So which pair do you choose? Of course, you're going to sell US dollar in this kind of events. And then the best pair, you can just pick Japan, dollar yen. Usually dollar yen, and that's especially mentioned, like look at dollar yen right now. You're actually at this you're actually at this resistance area. So dollar yen will be a good pair to pick, when the result comes back, if it's a win for Donald Trump, or if it looks like Hillary, or it looks like they're going tie, right? Those are all very positive news for Donald Trump, negative news for US dollar. So dollar yen, you can short it. You can also, of course, pick dollar Swiss franc. But as mentioned, that because Swiss franc has a lot of intervention from SMB. So try to stay away from it, personally. And also dollar yen, you have a lot of volatility, a lot of intraday movement, which is where you can really make some good pips. So dollar yen would be something I personally would pick as my go-to pair. And of course, Aussie yen will be another good pair just because we have this two large update today and yesterday. So if it falls, it's gonna fall. It have more rooms to fall down basically. So Aussie yen will be another good pair to short, and of course New Zealand yen will be another good pair to short. And on top of the election, mentioned that on Wednesday or Thursday, we have the RBNZ result coming out, and they have a high probability to cut interest rate, which is going to be negative for New Zealand dollar. So if you are getting to New Zealand today, if it's a win for Donald Trump and you get into New Zealand short, you can really hold into the risk events of the RBNZ interest rate decision. But of course, that's only if tonight's result is a surprise, and that's only if you decide to do it. As mentioned, you don't have to trade. Personally, know a lot of traders are stay outside tonight. You don't really have to risk anything in this kind of events if you're not sure. Really, just sit back, have fun, enjoy your day of relaxation. Don't really have to trade. I will turn on the news. I will follow up, and really I will jump into a trade only if there's opportunity. Personally, and I think I'll just go with dollar yen if anything happened. But right now it's 5:45 Eastern Standard Time, so I think at 6 o'clock they are going to start counting, and really up to I think in midway, like prior to 9 o'clock, we might really already have a result. But again, these kind of things, nobody knows what's gonna happen. And there's another good article from Forex Live saying that they give you a lot of references, a lot of resource that you can really get into it. Okay, so other than that, really nothing much to talk about really today. And we just sit tight, watch who wins the election, then we will have a better clear direction of what's gonna happen in the market in general. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to comment below if you have any questions. Just let me know. Otherwise, have fun, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye bye.